Yeah, I hope
Anyway,
sorting part is done.
yeah. I mean, so sorting was not that like difficult. It's like 5 minutes
Yeah,
lecture.
yeah,
It's okay.
yeah, yeah. Thanks for reminding me. I really
Hmm.
forgot this. Okay.
It,
What I was going to do. Yes. So I'll be doing a concatenation operator. So here one more thing I want to mention. Suppose I told you on the last day that we can slice the particular data frame based on which columns of selection I can put it over here. Okay. So suppose I want employee ID. I want employee first name. I want employee second name or last name. Sorry. Okay. I want experience. I want salary or department. Let me put department, not salary. Okay. Those columns are fine. So similar kind of stuffs, I can introduce a new column over here which can be calculative. So that particular column is not there. I want to introduce a new calculative or derived column which is not there. I am deriving it. That thing is possible over here. And this is one of the main things. Now I want to introduce a new derived column after employee's first name and last name over here in this position. Okay. And that should be concatenating this two string. Okay. How to concatenate? It's a inbuilt function to operate, on top of string character. So I have to use concat. Okay. After concat, just put a comma. The function should be there. Then it starts from experience again, experience and department. A new field should be introduced between employee first name and experience. Okay. So how to do that? Just put the function, particular column name over here. I'm copying it and pasting it over here, putting a comma between it and copying it again from here to here. Okay. So I'm concatenating these two columns data as well. Okay. I'm just concatenating these two columns data. Let me run it. So you can see employee ID, employee first name, employee last name, and this is the particular new derived column. Okay, it's not looking good. We need to implement once more space. So there I need to concatenate a space as well, space as a string. So in between I'm passing another third field. I'm just passing a space within a single quote. Okay, then I just pass a space, simple space only. Okay, let me run it. Yeah, it's fine. Now let's see that particular column name is it's a very the derived thing is itself been written over here. We need to alias it as well. The aliasing part we learned yesterday session as employee full name. Okay, now you can see it's looking great. Now I can omit this to column. It's not required. Okay, so this is how it should work. The column was not existed in the column not existing the original table list. We just introduce this thing. It's a derived column. Likewise, we can put any number of derived columns over here. Just like experience. I want to double my experience. Okay. So I can just put exp cross 2 as just put something exp1. Anything I'm aliasing it. This is kind of derived column. I can do this kind of operation on top of columns, and all the data inside the column should be updated. Okay. So this is a concept of derived columns. Even let me show you one thing. I can do the thing as well. Let me show you. This should be my last column. Let me put select star, then putting comma. I'm putting entire select string, select star, then putting comma, then a derived column. Okay, this is also possible. Select star, comma means I'm introducing a new column. That's why it's comma. As I mentioned, after the last column, comma should not be there. So this is the representation of a data. It's clear?
Yeah.
Okay.
But how come this date of birth column came in? Uh, it wasn't there before, right? Like I don't know, like, did you add something in this
No, date of birth
process?
was there. Yesterday we
Okay.
also worked with this table, especially data
Okay,
type. I
okay, yeah.
haven't discussed with detailed manner. I think in tomorrow's session we'll discuss on top of date how date data type we should be working. Not sure. To let me check SQL day 3 whether we have the session on top of date data type. So we have in today's session. I mean, whatever we have covered, those should be covered in yesterday's session. So no, data type will not be learning today. So maybe tomorrow we'll be learning a details on top of date data type a bit more. There is lots of inbuilt function on top of that. So we'll be learning them gradually in tomorrow's session. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm closing yesterday's topic. I hope everything is clear. Just to recap
Mm.
once more time what we have covered in last day. We started DQL statement in last working day. Over there, we have learned how to slice a database data, a tabular data. After that, we have learned how to do row level filtering. Actually, slice means column level filtering, and normal filtering means row level filtering. Row level, I'll be just want few rows to be checked out. So that is why we can do the filtering by where clause and all. Okay, this thing we have learned in yesterday's session. Then we learned how to use the distinct keyword and why we should use this. Aliasing, column level aliasing, we learned aggregation function. This is one of the most important thing in data kind of stuffs. So if you're working in data analytics, then this is one of the main important thing, aggregation. Sorting of the data, we learned how to sort a data. The main
Yes.
keyword is order by keyword after you need to put the same thing after the table name. Okay, suppose you want to filter the data. Okay. Okay, let me put this thing, no issue. So you want to filter few of the data. Where just to remind you, yesterday, if you can quickly remember that we are checking if we have multiple operation in a same SQL statement, just like group by, where, having clause, then
Mm.
where to use order by clause. Order by clause should be after where statement or okay. Suppose we need to filtering it. Let me filter it first. Suppose department equal IT. Okay. Now you need to order based on experience. Okay. So I want to mean that when we have any where clause, then we need to put order by thing after where clause only. So where should be always starting first as soon as the table name has been declared. Then order by. If we have group by in the same statement, then we have to put group by first, then order by. Generally, group by and order by Yeah, we can definitely put order by, no issue. I mean, group by. We will be grouping the entire stuffs on a particular column. Then we have to put the order by clause. Okay. So this is how order by need to put. If we just go ahead in this way, it should not work. We need to filtering it first. Then we need to order by particular column. It should be throwing an error. If I just going to run it, it should be throwing an error. It's a SQL syntax. I cannot declare where statement after this occurrence. I just need to put it as soon as the table selection is finished.
Hmm.
Okay.
Topic yesterday's lecture, like I remember you created a link, right, for yesterday's lecture
Yeah, as soon as, okay, you want the recording link?
of yesterday, yes.
Yeah, that I can provide to you. As soon
Okay,
as I
then
stop the
yeah.
recording, I mean, when we finish that particular meeting, it should take 15 minutes time to create the recording. So yeah, yesterday recordings is handy. I can provide. Let me. I haven't put this thing in OneDrive. I just have to put this thing in OneDrive. Till that time, let me. Okay, after this meeting, I'll be quickly checking for you. Let's
Okay,
finish up
perfect.
today's session. Others, I'll be preparing today's and yesterday's recording in a OneDrive link, and tomorrow I can able to provide the same thing to you. Let me check if I can provide by today, I mean yesterday's links, then just providing the same thing to you. Okay, so concatenation thing after that. Okay, there's nothing to cover from this deck. I'm just closing this deck. I'm not saving it. Okay, so this is the new thing, the new beginning of this class.
Okay.
Okay, if we cannot able to cover all the thing because there is very important thing called joins. So joins, if you can remember, we in the section of relational database or relational DB, we have set relationship between multiple tables. We have common column over there, just like order table, customer table. Based on order ID, we can join. Okay, we can
Hmm.
set relationship between table. How to set relationship? That is why that is called the joining operation. Okay, so it's very important concept. So that will take much time. Let me try to start from the beginning. If we have time, we can cover everything. Otherwise, we can left the join tomorrow's session.
Okay.
Okay. Let's start with subquery part. What is subquery? Let me show you some example. Just going back to the main original tables. Let's start from employee once more time. This is the output data. Now, okay. So I want, suppose from my boss, I mean, there should not be actually, this is an exercise. I mean, we are just putting 10 number of rows. But originally, when I'm just owning a particular employees list for a particular organization, there should be more than 1,000, maybe nearly 1 lakhs record should be there if the company is very big.
Okay.
So we need to think, I mean, suppose a requirement comes to us that determine the employee name who is having the most, I mean, the most paid employee. Who is the most paid employee? From this data set, I can see this is the most paid salary. So the most paid
Hmm.
employee should be Shweta Pandey. This one, correct?
Yes. Yes.
But from the SQL, suppose we have 10,000 rows. How
Hmm.
to check that thing? It's not easy there. So we can, how to check that thing? We can go ahead with two steps. First steps, we can use the aggregation function with max salary, correct? I'm doing the max salary. This is my max salary. Just put it somewhere. This is the first step. I just uh, came out of the max salary. How we can determine the max salary? Just putting a max function on top of salary. It's an aggregation function on top of salary. It's working. We can get the maximum salary. Now let me put select star from employee where salary equal 25,000. So I'm just doing, sorry, not 25,000, 2,50,000. Select star from employee. I want to check who is receiving that one. For that thing, I cannot execute the same thing over here. So I'm doing another second query called select star from employee where salary equal 25, 25,000. So now I can get who is the owner of the salary. So I can determine this is the way. The whole
Okay.
stuffs I can do in a single execution, not doing multiple execution. I can go ahead with a single execution. So how to do that? Okay. So I'm selecting this thing. I'm selecting till this part. Okay. Till this part, it's fine. Select start from employee. Where salary, I'm just putting in. So I can also put 25,000 over here. No issue. Within a bracket. Generally, in keyword should be using if we have multiple things. As we mentioned yesterday, while using where clause, we can also put in. If we have two salaries, we can also put in for a single thing as well. There will be no issue for single thing calculation. But for multiple, if we have multiple things, just like yesterday, we put an example. We want to check data for multiple department, IT and BPO. So there we have used in keyword over in the bracket. I put two separate department. One is IT, another one was BPO. Okay, did you remember that one?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so now I'm just running it. It should be throwing the same thing, but I have already got this from this operation. So I'm just picking this up. I'm just copying it and in this place 2,50,000, I'm just pasting it. So what I'm doing, I'm calculating this portion's value from this query and
Oh,
passing the
yes.
result over here. Let me execute only this thing. It's passing this thing. So what I'm doing inside this query's execution, I'm taking some input from this query's output.
Hmm.
Okay. And I'm enclosing the entire thing in a bracket. So it's nothing but select star from employee where salary in this filter value it's taking from another query within this bracket. So this concept is called subquery. If I'm just executing it, it should be throwing the same output. So we are doing nothing, but we are executing a single execution statement, executable statement there, and we're getting this output, proper output actually. Okay. Is it clear? This is the concept of
Yes.
subquery. We can use
Query. It's
subquery. Yeah,
it's
tell me.
query within the query.
Querying between the query, correct. Or taking the output of the query and passing it to a outsider query. Let me show you another example. Suppose I'm just doing select star from employee. Okay, it's fine. On top of this, I'm just doing another select query. I'm just choosing select salary from, okay, from. I'm just passing, it's not a filter operation. I'm taking this thing, I'm not passing any table over here. Select salary from this data set. Okay, select salary from, this is a data set I'm getting. I'm just doing this, the entire thing is, I mean, if I run it, I can get this is the same output. I'm just doing a select salary from this table. I just alias the entire data set as another thing. That is fine. Just you can concentrate till this thing. Select salary from, I'm not passing any table name. I am directly passing this data set. If I run it, I can only get the salary. So it's nothing but we are doing select salary from a particular data set. Okay. Here it's no meaning to do it because I can get the same result if I just go ahead with salary from here only. The same thing I'm just receiving. So this will add no business value. I'm doing the same thing with multiple steps. What I can do in the single steps itself. But
Okay.
this kind of I'm just giving you the example. Maybe in later exercise I'll be giving some exercise. There we can use of this kind of stuffs. Okay.
Hmm.
So I'm just calculating something in the inner query, and the same thing can be called in outer query. It's required one that type. Okay. So in these kind of cases, I need to alias the table name as well. I mean, this entire data set I'm aliasing as a P. If we do not use this P, it should throw an error. Yes. So
Yes.
when I'll be calling a query from outside a query, so I
Hmm.
need to alias this particular data set with a separate value. Anything. You can put
Okay.
as well, no issue. But we need to alias it. Okay. The things are clear, Part.
Yes.
Those are very, very important concept. Actually, when we'll be making larger query, the example I'm giving you with the very basics one. Maybe in the next stage when we'll be using a larger query, so we can use
Hmm.
all the things at a single statement. Maybe in a single select statement, there is order by clause, there is group by clause, there is this kind of subquery part. Join we haven't learned yet, so it is also a very important thing. We'll be learning this thing as well, and not only single times. Maybe you can see multiple times they are using it. I mean, in a single statement, multiple aggregation functions are there. So those are a bit complex, but all the basic things we are learning now. When those concept is clear, then uh, while building the complex query, it should not take much time. It should be very easy. But you need to just clear your concept for those basic things. Okay. Yeah, but for the cloud, I mean, you will be become a cloud architect with based on databases and all. For that thing, I hope there'll be no such issues should be there. You can learn the basics as well as a bit advanced stuffs, and no one can stop you for being a
Yes.
cloud expertise on top of data. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Set operator. The new thing is set operator. Before set operator, I want to show you this topic. Why I'll be showing you? Okay, let me create table from another table. So here it's a combination of DDL as well as DQL. Okay. The concept is I want to create a table from an existing table. Suppose in my Teradata training database schema, I have only one table called employee. I want to create a backup table on top of this employee table. So how to do that? I'll not be creating the entire table again with column definitions and all. Rather, I want to create a new table which should be having the same configurations, just like employee, and the same data as well as employee is having now. So I can just put, suppose I want to take a backup of this employee table. Just for my good practice, I'll be just going to manipulate the data. Maybe my data can be bad data can be coming over there. So that's why I want to take a backup of this employee table. This is the requirement. So how to do that? So create the first in syntax should be same. Create table, table name. So employee is already there. I'm just creating employee underscore BKP. This is a new table which will be taking backup of this table. Okay. So create table, table name. Now, which table I'll be creating it? It should be on top of employee table. So I have to select star from employee. Only one keyword should be there called as. So this is the entire syntax. Create table, new table name as select star from old table name. This is a syntax to create a new table taking reference of the old table. I just execute it. That things has been executed. Let's refresh it. You can see it's our new table. It's having the same data. Let me just put select star from employee underscore backup. Yeah, can see same data set is there as well. What is there in employee? Okay. Now a bit advanced thing
Okay.
I just want to learn in the same session. Okay, that thing I just want to learn in the next session. Okay, it's fine. So now the requirement comes such a way that if we just execute this kind of statement, we can put multiple statement as well. Select start from. Suppose I want to uh, put employees IT table. I want to put the employee whose department is IT in a particular employee IT table. Suppose I'm storing. Okay, let me show you. Employee IT. Select star from employee IT. Oh, sorry. Create table employee IT. Okay, I'm creating a new table called employee IT as select star from employee. I'm putting a where clause. Okay, so whatever I'll be just doing over here, based on that, the table will be created. So over here, I'm just putting a filter on department equal IT. On top of that, if we run this create statement, it will do nothing, just it will enter all those three records to this new table. So let me execute it. It's been successfully executed. I can see the thing, but those table is only having the 3 rows only. Let me show you. Okay. So this way we can create a new table based on this existing data sets and all. If I want to update this thing, suppose I want to create another table called BPO, EMP underscore BPO. Table has been created. Okay. Only 2 records are there. Suppose my requirement is, yeah, the advanced topic. Now I want to mention. Suppose my requirement is I need to create a table, suppose employee backup table from this employee table, but I do not want any records to be copied. I just need the structure of this table to be present available into this table.
Hmm.
Okay. Then what I need to do? So that kind of filter I haven't introduced you. So it's a bit advanced level. So I can introduce Boolean filter as well. So what is Boolean filter? Where 1 equal 1. this is a Boolean kind of filter, just like it's a Boolean yes. So if I just select it, it should be returning the same result. What is select start from employee? The same thing will be returning by this value. So if I just put 1 equals 0, this is a Boolean false. If I execute it, no records will be returned. So I can create table on top of this query. I'm just creating an employee backup underscore 1 and trying to execute it. Now my new table has been created. Employee backup underscore 1, this one, which should not be having any record. Just it is able to copy the table structure from employee table. That's it. Okay, it's clear.
Yes.
Okay, it's a bit advanced thing. We'll be learning gradually. We'll be also learning the thing during solving some exercises in later sessions. Uh, okay, give me some second. Okay, now let's cover the next topic. Set operator. Set operator, as per the operation, you can able to understand. Set operation, it's doing nothing but the set theory, union, all intersection, those kind of stuffs.
Yes.
Okay, so for union and union all to learn the same thing, that's why I have created these two table, employee BPO and employee IT. Okay, let me remove everything. So union all those kind of stuffs we know the concept. It's we as we learn the thing in maybe 12th or any other about set theory. What is set theory actually? Just union all means if we have, okay, let me show you this thing in example directly.
Yeah, it's like A union B is whatever
Correct,
is there in the A and B, there will be like combined in the final product, in the final thing.
correct. You are correct. So there is a difference between union and union all. Generally, on that time we do not. We just haven't. Gone through with union only, not union all.
Hmm.
So what is union
Yes.
all? Let me show you. A bit different thing concept is there, but it's almost same, similar kind of stuffs. What you have told. Okay. Suppose we have. Okay. Let me check. Select star from employee BPO. Okay. And let me check. Here we are only having the department equal BPO. This result, as we stored few times ago, we have stored the department of BPO's result over here. That's why it's BPO. Let's execute this statement. We have only department equal IT. Okay. Now I want a union clause between them. Okay. I'm doing a union clause between this result. I can see this is a single executable statement now. If I'm just executing it, you can see the resultant data set. It's doing nothing but a union between these two data sets. Okay. So BPO is coming first, as I'm putting BPO first, then IT. So over here, if we just put union all as well, there should be same result. No issue. Okay. So to differentiate between union and union all, I'll be giving you a particular exercise. Example after this one. But before that, I want to mention, to do any kind of set operation on top of SQL, we just uh, need to be cautious that the two table on which we will be doing this union operation or intersection or minus any operation, this kind of set operation, we need to ensure that both of the data set should be having same number of columns.
Okay.
Okay. If we having very, I mean less columns over here, then the union operation will be failed. So the first criteria for doing the union or intersection, any kind of set operation between tables, the particular column number should be same as well as the column data type should be same. Even suppose employee ID is there for employee IT table, maybe employee ID is not put over here, it's putting somewhere else. That's why I'm just mentioning. I mean that kind of ordering of the columns. The employee ID is coming first, and employee first name, then employee last name. So otherwise the union will not be properly doing. As you know that maybe employee first name is coming over here for the second data set. So it's the resultant data set will be wrong one, because from the tabular structure, as I mentioned, the particular column should be having the same data type. Okay. So that is why we need to check the proper, I mean, the two data sets should be identical in nature. Identical means
Hmm.
not from the data side, but the column ordering side. So we should be having same number of columns as well as same column data types. It's maybe
Okay.
there that the column name can be different. Over here, maybe it's EMP ID, here maybe it's employee ID. But if the data type is same, that we can directly merge it over here. There'll be no issue. But suppose employee ID, it's varchar in nature, then it should be throwing an error, because we have started putting numerical data over here, but after union operation, it will be checking that there is non-numerical data is also getting inserted, then it will be throwing an error. Okay. So we need to be cautious that while doing this operation, we have to, I mean, the particular column should be having same number of columns, and each of the columns should be having same data type.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay. Removing it. No, I'm not removing it. We just learned for this example, union and union all operation is same. No difference. What is happening? Okay. BPO A has been placed over here. Okay, so this is the data. So for this example, I'm not able to differentiate the thing between union and union all. Let's try with a different way. BPO, it's fine. Instead of doing the union operation with employee IT, I'm just choosing the mother table itself. What is employee table? Okay. So if I do the union thing, let's do the union all first. So the result is as usual. I'm just inserting two records for BPO coming from this table, this row, this first and second row, and all the other thing starting from the key 111 is the mother table itself. The rows are getting inserted. Okay, no issue on top of that, I hope.
Yeah.
But while doing the union operation, you can see those two rows are duplicated in this data set. 114 and 116 is also there. Those BPO stuffs are also there, and also here as well. So it's a union all operation. It will not check whether we are inserting any duplicate things and all. It will directly merge the two data set in between where we are putting the union all clause. In union operation, it will check whether the first data set is having any duplicated stuffs when I'll be just inserting in the second data set. So first data set will be inserting. So while entering the second data set, it will be checking whether the same number of records are present over here or not. Okay. If
Okay.
present, then it will remove the duplicated rows and it will only insert the distinct rows. So that is the difference between union and union all. So we have done the union all operation and we can see the duplication has been there. It's been introduced there. I'm running only union operation. So you can see uh, the BPO stuffs, those are present by this table, but those are not been reflected in second times over here in the from the original mother table, because we have the union clause which is removing that duplication. So this is the main difference of union and union all. Both are merging the same data set. The result of the same data set would be same if we have the no duplicates rows are there, then the result should be same. If we have duplicate column, duplicate rows, then while doing union operation, it will remove those duplicates. Okay.
In union all, even if the entries are being repeated, they'll be there, right?
Yes, even the entries are repeated in a particular table, those should be removed. Yeah, this is a good question. Let me think. Yeah, in the resultant data set, those should be removed. Correct.
Okay.
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 What is intersection? Intersection, the same thing we have learned in
The,
the set theory. It
yeah.
should be
The
common
common
column.
in
Correct.
yeah, common columns will be like highlighted from different tables.
Correct. Let me just do a go ahead with the intersection. Intersect, I think, the keyword. Okay. So I'm doing an intersection operation. The keyword is intersect. Yes. Yeah, just give me 1 second.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I just tried. So intersect, we are doing nothing, just it's returning the common one. I'm just executing the entire steps. As we know, BPO is common between both of the table. So that is why only BPO is coming. I can do this
Okay.
operation with multiple one union and union intersection with multiple queries, not only two. I can put another union or intersect between select employee ID table. I'm just adding IT as well. This ID table, I'm executing it. It's returning 0 because IT and BPO is mutually exclusive. There is no common record, correct? And employee table is having all the set. So that is why I'm intersecting all the three. That's why I'm getting 0 records. So in the set theory kind of operation, it's not only restricted for two tables. We can introduce more than one table. Okay, it's clear.
Yes.
Okay, joining stuffs I'll not be covering. It should take much more time. I'll be just showing the thing within an Excel. Then only I can start join, because join is very, very important thing. Okay. Any doubt for today's session?
No. Just
No
wanted to
doubt.
just wanted to know, the recording of this lecture will be like you will record it and will share it on WhatsApp.
Yeah, that thing I can do, but the admin generally prefers to upload the thing in YouTube. So let me provide these two lectures as well to Upender. Upender is the main, who is responsible for uploading that stuff. Just wait for a